Hi, welcome to another edition, episode 6 of Future Shock. I'm Jeff Dixon, your host, as we look at the end times, last days, if you will, and really are asking questions that really kind of guide us into a conversation about whether or not we're actually living in the last days. Each week, we're looking at a question, each episode digging down just a little bit, trying to discover something that will help us as we think about the future, our future, but also the future of mankind. And so, let's be honest, sometimes we hear about the stuff that's going on, and it's really hard to have a sense of peace. So how do we find inner peace living in the world that we're living in today? In Isaiah chapter 7, verse 4, in the NIV, it says this: when King Ahaz and the nation of Judah were facing invasion by two enemies, the Lord gave this message to the prophet Isaiah: be careful, keep calm, and don't be afraid. Don't lose heart because of these two smoldering stubs of firewood. It's a reminder that to God, these enemies were just a smoldering stub of firewood. I love that description. But the conversation, be careful, be calm, and don't be afraid. Words to think about when you're facing a turbulent future and peace is hard to come by. In Exodus chapter 14, verses 13 through 14, in the New Living Translation, it says this: Moses had told the Israelites standing by the Red Sea, don't be afraid, just stand still. The Lord himself will fight for you. Just stay calm. In both of those passages, you find the answer to the question I asked: how do we find inner peace in the world today? Well, the message: be careful, keep calm, don't lose heart, stand still, and God will fight for you. Those words have to reverberate in your heart when you're having a hard time finding peace in the world. See, the devil loves to disrupt your orbit and invade your day. The truth is that you may face multiple battles on multiple fronts because we live in turbulent times. But it is only when we fix our thoughts on Jesus that we are able to find his perfect peace and persevere. So practice these steps and try to put them into action when your world feels like peace is ripping away at the seams. First thing, trust the Lord and do what you're supposed to do. Just do what you're supposed to do. Second, keep calm and don't be afraid. Easy to say, but if you believe in the one who's bigger than any of your problems, which is the previous episode, then you're able to do that. And then carry on and trust that God will fight for you. So the advice of how do you find inner peace? Well, you make a decision. I'm going to be careful. You're going to take care and evaluate the things that are happening wisely. You're going to keep calm because no matter what's happening, it's not happening in a vacuum and God is aware. Don't lose heart. Just because something's not going well doesn't mean that God's not in charge of your life and not in charge of the events that are unfolding around you. Stand still. In other words, don't run around like a chicken with your head cut off, not making any progress. Stand still, gather yourself, and keep your focus where it needs to be. And remember, while you're doing something, the Lord is doing the heavy lifting, and he will fight for you. If you can remember that, it prepares you for the future and steels you up to face anything the future throws your way. The future? Yes, it can be shocking. But you already know that you have the strength to stand. And in the midst of all that happens, you can have peace. And so peace be with you. I look forward to joining you in our next episode.